Good day, people, and welcome to the new season of Four Brothers in the Basement. As you can see, we've gone through a major upgrade, but trust me, we're still the same four brothers you know and love. I am your host, Fox Dorsey, and in the upcoming weeks, we're going to be bringing you new segments to the show. One of these new segments I want to talk about right now is called Behind the Color. How many times have you played a game and ever thought to yourself, who made this game? Who are the people and what are their stories? Well, Behind the Color aims to bring you their stories. We're going to be talking to African Americans and other minorities in the video game industry, from producers to programmers to sound engineers to testers, all to bring you their stories and to educate you on how to get involved and make it in the video game industry. Our first profiler that we got a chance to speak with is Brandon Church. Now, Brandon Church is a producer and a product designer over at Konami. So let's check out the interview that we did with him at E3. Good day, people. Fox Dorsey here, live at E3. I have Brandon Church with me. He is a designer, writer, and producer at Konami Digital Games. Brandon.
Pleasure, man. Nice to meet you.
Thanks for being on the show. So we're just gonna jump right into it. How long have you been with Konami?
I've been with Konami about 4 years.
Okay. So what projects in those 4 years have you worked on?
I've been on a multitude of projects. I've worked on X-Men, Zoom Height, for other decades. What else have I done? Ash 2. I've had a multitude of projects over the years.
Okay. So how did you get your career started?
Actually, it's a funny story. I started as a QA tester back in that's about 10 years ago at THQ. I worked there for a few years and eventually moved myself up, got to be director a couple of times, and then eventually landed at Konami in the producer role.
Great. Describe your experience being African American in the video game industry.
I mean, there's challenges with that everywhere. No matter where you are, you're going to find some roadblocks. I've been fortunate enough to deal with a lot of really talented, open-minded individuals, so it hasn't been too hard for me, but that being said, there are still going to be some people who want to come against you just for how your color of your skin is, but I've been able to overcome that, and hopefully I can continue to.
Well, that's good. So how often do you get to play video games in your spare time, and what's your most favorite video game of all time?
Wow. I play games often. I play games nearly every day. I kind of have to, right? I got so many friends in the industry, so we go back and forth, share each other's games and play them. So I try to stay active and play every day. My favorite game of all time, I would probably have to say, it's going to be a weird, campy answer, but it's Ocarina of Time. That was my game. I sat there and played that early in the morning when I was freezing cold, a little blanket around me, and played that for hours.
Did you? Ocarina of Time, people. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so aside from Konami, what is the most exciting piece of news that you've heard so far at E3 this year?
Actually, my wife and I were really interested in Injustice, Gods Among Us.
Okay.
That new fighting game that the guys who did Mortal Kombat are developing. Right. That game looks really good. We went and watched the demo on it yesterday, and I'm actually really excited about that.
Okay. All right, last question, Brandon. Sure. What piece of advice would you give young African Americans and minorities in general? What piece of advice would you give them who are thinking about starting a career in the video game industry?
Never give up. It's a very difficult industry. You got to start from the bottom like I did and kind of work your way up. But if you have determination and really good ideas, just keep pushing them. Just keep talking. Keep getting to know so many people. Anybody that you can talk to who will listen, and just kind of build yourself up. And eventually, somebody will give you a shot. Just don't be discouraged when it doesn't happen immediately.
All right, people. You heard it first. Don't be discouraged. Don't give up. Ocarina of Time. That's what I'm talking about. Brandon, thanks for being on the show.
No problem, man.
Appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the
Once again,
that was Brandon Church from Konami, and we want to thank him for giving us his time to speak with us. And we're going to work on bringing him back to the show on a regular basis. Our producer's going to work on that, so that way we can have his insight on a regular basis. Joining me in today's show, we have Will Dorsey, we have Lex Dorsey, Phoenix Child, and we have a new brother here. Give it up for Ep1Sn2. Madden is out, is on its way, football is here, everybody's excited. So today's episode is going to be devoted to Madden. But first things first, let's find out what everybody's been playing. Will, what you been playing?
I actually been up on a lot. I know I talked bad about it before. I've been on a lot of mobile games for some reason. I'm still playing LOL, but my first smartphone, and it's actually pretty fun.
Mobile phones. Lex, what you been playing?
Right now, I'm trying to balance out 3 games. Tales of Grace F, Red Dead Redemption, and Dark Sliders, because Dark Sliders 2 came out. I picked me up a copy.
Phoenix, what you been playing?
This game is epic. Sleeping Dogs. Sleeping Dogs. Sleeping Dogs. Play it.
Sleeping Dogs. Sean, what you been playing, man?
I've been playing a little NCAA 13, trying to get me ready for the Madden season.
Okay, that's what's up. Madden. Now, I have a love-hate relationship with Madden. I normally only pick up Madden every 3 or 4 years because to me, it's the same game with just an updated roster. Now, this year's game looks to be completely different from that. They have an enhanced engine to bring in more physics to the game. They got a better passing game. They overall the whole screen selection and made everything in one cohesive hub. They changed the different modes and made it all, fit under one. And so I want to get you guys' opinions on how you guys feel about Madden. Not just Madden. When you talk about Madden, you got to talk about the curse. So we'll definitely talk about the Madden curse. But let's just talk about Madden as itself. How do you feel Madden has impacted the whole video game industry with its exclusive contract? Not all at once.
With the exclusive contract, I feel like, man, kind of hurt the game world with the exclusive contract because at the time, I believe 2K was putting out a very great football game.
Oh yeah.
And when they bought that, got the contract to be solely NFL as Madden, it was just like, I don't like that. Because it finally had competition. I believe competition bring out the best in everybody. So when you took the competition away, kind of hurt the gamers world with that one. So
okay, now you said competition. How do you feel between the different years? Let's go far back as 09. So from Madden 09 to 10 to 11 to 12 to 13, do you think they've done enough to improve the game, or do you think because there's a lack of competition, they really haven't had to do anything?
Because of a lack of competition, they haven't done anything. It's just they got lazy. So it was like, okay, we'll just change. We'll work on run blocking this game. We'll work on receivers this game. We'll make the picture look clearer on this game. We'll add lighting on this one. Each year's the same game. So I played the college football game more than I played Madden.
Okay, that's what's up.
I agree with him. Actually, to make things even worse is what he did. What he said was true, but worst of all is they held everything till that final contract season because their contract expires with the NFL as of Madden 13. So they held all the true goodies that they wanted to into 13, and they gave it to NFL like, hey, NFL, this is what we can do whenever we want. We can make the game as exciting as everybody wants it, as real as it can get, as HD as everybody wants it. But then now it's like, please give us back the exclusive contract so we don't have to work our butts off again against 2K.
Yeah, that's a great point. Let me ask you guys, how many Maddens have you actually bought in the last 5 or 6 years? I've only bought one. And matter of fact, 0, because last Madden I bought was 06. So I haven't bought a Madden in like 6 years. So Lex, when was the last Madden you played or bought?
The last Madden, the one you bought in 06?
06?
Wait, I'm sorry, wait. I played one in 2009 when I went into college. So
09 was the last Madden you played. Will, what was the last Madden?
I think the last one I played was 010 because Darren has 010 and I was playing Darren with a couple of times. So that's the last one I played.
Okay. Sean, what's the last Madden you played?
Yeah, I played all of them. I was just, unfortunately, I've played all of them. I can say it about that.
Phoenix, what's the last Madden you played?
I've unfortunately played all of them, and I've owned Madden 10 and Madden 12 because Madden 10 by far is still the best Madden that came to date. Madden 12 did an okay job, but it's the passing that I didn't really enjoy that much.
Okay, then let me ask you guys this question. How long do you play Madden? Like, you get it, you buy it, and it's awesome for the first 2 weeks, and I'm just speaking for me. It's awesome for the first 2 weeks, and then I put it down, and I never go back and get it. So that's why I never really buy a Madden every year. So, well, how long does it take for you from the time you buy it to the time you stop playing
lose interest in it?
Right, when you lose interest in it.
It takes me a little second because it takes me a while because what I do is I like playing franchise mode.
Okay.
So even though the gameplay sucked most of these years, I still did the franchise mode so I can find different ways to, keep myself entertained with Madden for a while. Then with integrating the NCAA with it, so I can still bring in the people I recruited from the college games. So that helped out a whole lot. So gameplay, I'll probably stop playing the game after about the first month. But as far as the franchise, I'll still go in there and be on the franchise about an hour or two. So
being a casual player though of sports game, for me, it takes a while because my first time playing through it, it's fun. If Darren stopped beating me all the time, it'll be great. I'll keep playing. It's just after a while, he just keeps hammering, and keeps hammering, and so he beats me with weak teams, and I'm still picking Green Bay, and I still lose. But to me, it's fun. The gameplay was fun. It still is fun if I go back and play it. But after a while, just losing all the time. Maybe because I just suck at sports games, but. It was fun to me, and I still played it whenever I get a chance. So,
Phoenix, how long does it take for you to lose interest?
Honestly, around week 2, because once again, week 2 of the actual NFL season, because once I'm watching NFL, and even worse is I'm doing fantasy football. So I say most of my time is starting to get dedicated to fantasy football. Kind of like right now, I'm already doing my research. I got half a little composite notebook of everything I need to do. So it's crazy. So week 2 is about the time I stop, but here and there I jump back in and out. If there are games I kind of said, oh man, that's just bogus. So I'm I want to just try the game, me playing it.
Okay. You brought up fantasy football. That was a good point. If you had a choice between Madden and fantasy football, which one would you pick?
I actually want to do fantasy.
I want to do fantasy, yeah.
Okay, see that. To me, I feel like Madden kind of, and not just for football, but for all sports games in general, because you want a new product every year, but is it necessary to make a whole new package and put a $60 price tag on it, and for consumers to run out and buy it? But it seems to happen every year. People go out and buy it every year. So
I'm gonna get it.
Okay.
So but it's just regardless. I love sports games. So, but you gotta understand, football is the biggest sports industry, basically.
Right.
The highest selling, highest marketing. So once you say Madden is the only football game, you got the name. It's Madden, even though Madden has nothing to do with it. As long as you say the name, it's synonymous with football. So it gets you ready for the football season. Now, fantasy football is taking over more, but still at the same time, I'm gonna go play the game. But during the week when it gets closer to Wednesday, Thursday, I kind of look at it like a regular football season. Practice, you got Monday off, Tuesday off for practice. You go look at film. So I'm playing Madden Monday and Tuesday, and Wednesday I'm like, okay, fantasy. I need to go ahead and see who's anybody's injured this week. Let's go check out what's going on with my team, and making whatever choices I can make.
now, I said that when you talk about Madden, you gotta talk about the Madden curse. So, a show of hands, if you playing fantasy football this year, how many of you people are out there gonna actually pick up Megatron, your first pick, Calvin Johnson? I'm not touching him. He on the cover of Madden, it's a wrap. No, I don't want him. Are you gonna pick him up?
I'm not picking him up because Matt Stanford just hurt his arm in the preseason game. So I'm already ain't no point
the curse. Now, although he's injury prone, I'm blaming that on the curse. Who's gonna throw him the ball? Tell me that. Who's gonna throw him the ball?
I wouldn't pick him just because he's on Detroit, so. You're bound to mess up with picking somebody.
So it seems that Madden is getting some pretty good reviews so far. So it's comes out on Tuesday. For all you Madden fans out there, you probably already have your reserves. We actually will be going to a midnight release, and we're gonna talk to some Madden fans about why they come out probably every year to buy a version of Madden. So get ready for that next week. Next week we also have a review of Sleeping Dogs. We're gonna get that for you guys. And and a review of Madden as well. So once again, go get Madden. It's coming out. Sleeping Dogs, get that too if you haven't already gotten it. I'm your host, Fox Dorsey, and remember, there's a game for all of us. You just need the right game.
C4. I knew he was gonna do that.